Okay, so now I can record what we're going to see in here. So we were talking about you're going to First Methodist. The last thing I remember talking about was you had driven by a party and you saw you saw some girls there, and you said you had a friend. I guess your friend was one of the girls, right?
I had what?
The day that you went to the party.
Yeah.
And Ann was there at the party.
Yeah, at Ann Brown's house.
What?
At Ann Brown's house.
Okay.
They had a party out in the yard.
Okay. I don't think I have a note that it was Ann Brown, but let me add that. Just one note.
I couldn't remember a name there last time we talked.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Had you known Ann a long time?
Did I know Ann Brown a long time?
Yep.
Now, she just lived down the street. I knew a little longer than I knew Ann, I guess.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you were living at home. I think the best way to do this is to list the places that you were living. So you're living at home. You got home from being in the service. You met Ann. What was the next thing? You quit your chicken houses and went to work for State Farm?
I didn't work for State Farm. I worked for Farm Bureau.
Yeah, I meant Farm Bureau.
I know, but you got State Farm on the screen up there.
Where is that? Okay.
On your screen.
All right, I'm just gonna move some of this out of the way. Put it over here. Okay. Okay. So there. Okay. So under the event, we're going to say went to work for Farm Bureau. Okay. Do you know the year that you went to work for them?
Probably 1957.
Okay. And what was your position?
I just worked in the personnel office.
Were you a sales agent?
I was a yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then during that time, you went to work in what was the other town just north of there?
Columbus, Mississippi.
Right. You went to work in Columbus for Farm Bureau, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I've got all this written down in another format, not your format. That's
What is it, as a Word document?
no, it's a what do they call it?
Spreadsheet?
What's the other thing in the
I don't know I have no idea what you're talking about. A word processor or a document or a spreadsheet? PowerPoint?
Spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet. Okay. Really, the reason I'm doing this, I'm recording this so that the artificial intelligence program that I use could come in and grab all this information and generate a test, you know, a multiple choice test for you out of it. So let's just continue on like it is. Do you know what year then you moved?
What year? What?
That you moved to Columbus, Mississippi? I mean, sorry, you went to work at Columbus.
Yeah, we moved to Columbus when we got married in 1959.
All right, I'm getting confused. I thought that when Ann's father went into the sanitarium,
Yeah,
then Ann took over for Farm Bureau in Starkville, right?
that's right. But
And then what city did you go to work in?
I was working at the same time at the Farm Bureau in Columbus. She just commuted over to Starkville. It's just the towns are only
Yeah, I know that. All right, David.
10
So you
miles
didn't, you
apart.
didn't have to move anywhere. All right. So all I need to know is the year that you went to work in Columbus.
Yeah,
What year?
1957.
Okay. Okay. So in 1957, you initially started working for Farm Bureau as a sales agent in Starkville. And also in that year of 1957, you immediately went to work in Columbus. Okay.
Right. Well,
All right.
I never was a Farm Bureau agent in Starkville. Her father was the Farm Bureau agent in Starkville. I was a Farm Bureau agent in Columbus.
Okay.
And when he got sick, she commuted over there and took over his job till he
Right.
got back out of the sanitarium.
Yep. I remember that. Okay. At some point, y'all moved to Vicksburg, Mississippi, right?
That's right.
What year was that?
I don't know.
Hey, don't look it up, David.
I don't remember
Okay. Just give me one.
offhand.
Take your best guess. It doesn't have to be accurate.
See, I would say 19, 1960, probably 1960.
1960. Okay. That sounds about right. That's about 3 years after you went to work for Farm Bureau.
Mhm.
Okay. Then did you have any children while you were living in Vicksburg?
David Jr. was born in Vicksburg.
All right. Okay. What was the date of his birth?
I don't remember.
Take your best guess.
Hell, I don't know. I
Okay.
can't guess a date of birth.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll get that detail later. Okay. So
I can tell you if I could, get on my phone, I can tell you exactly when he was born. And but
okay.
you don't put things in memory that are at ready reference. Hell, if I need to know his birth date, I can just look it up.
I know that, David. I totally know that. I don't know what you've got on your phone or whatever, but it kind of doesn't matter. All I'm trying to do is to put some stuff into your memory. If I ask any man that's over 65 what's the date of his son's birthday, he probably wouldn't know. Okay, sure not going to know his wedding anniversary. So do you get it though that you really I want you to learn some stuff that you don't know. Is that okay?
You want me to what?
I want you to learn some stuff that you don't know.
Why?
So that you will be an expert in your own life history.
Okay.
And there's another reason. Once you and I talk in a week or so about this part of your life, and you've had time maybe to go look up David Jr.'s date of birth,
Yeah.
just knowing that date of birth may spark another memory about something that happened at that time that you had totally forgotten about. That's what you call associative memory. Okay. So I know it's a little complicated, but just trust me. Anything like that that can spark you and open up an avenue to another incident in your life is good. Okay. So where was the next place after Vicksburg that you went to?
After we left Vicksburg, I guess we got the offer to go to Hawaii.
All right. Was there anything else in Vicksburg that was notable that you would like to?
About Vicksburg?
Yes, about Vicksburg. Uh-huh.
Well, I worked for the Farm Bureau in Vicksburg, and the person I worked for, the personnel officer, was Luther Marsalis, and in that particular place, there was also Charlie Johnson, and there was Louis Reno. They were good friends.
How do you spell Reno?
Renaux.
Okay. All right.
He was a Cajun guy.
Uh-huh. Sure. All right. So keep going. Keep going.
And while I was in there, I got the offer to go to Hawaii, and we went to Hawaii.
Okay. Let's stay with Vicksburg just for a minute. So it sounded like you had a lot of buddies there. Now,
I did in Vicksburg. I don't remember any of the people in Hawaii.
right. We're staying in Vicksburg right now. Okay. So do you remember the church that you went to in Vicksburg?
Yeah, the Vicksburg Methodist Church. I sang in the choir.
Okay. I know.
Boy, your font really got small.
I know that, but it doesn't matter. The artificial intelligence could read it if it was microscopic, trust me. All right, so at Vicksburg Methodist Church, did you sing solos?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember any songs that you sang back then as a solo?
I sang the Lord's Prayer. We
Okay.
sang The Holy City.
What?
The Holy City, the name of the song.
Okay.
Those are the two that I remember. I'm right offhand. I'm sure there were more, but I don't know what they're.
But you sang solos for those?
Yeah, those are both of those are solos.
Okay. All right. Now, those buddies that you were telling me about, they were friends of yours and Ann, right? But you mostly because you worked with them, right?
I worked for them. They were in the office.
Right. Anything social that you and Ann did during that period?
Well, we had some good friends next door. That was Richard and Phyllis Cowart.
Okay.
Cowart.
Yep. Are any of those people that you've mentioned in the last 10 minutes, are any of them still living?
What?
Are any of them still living?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about those guys in Vicksburg that I worked with because I hadn't seen them. I know that Louis Reno is still alive because I get emails from him, and I know that Richard and Phyllis are still alive because I get emails from them.
Where do they live, Richard and Phyllis?
Vicksburg.
They still live there. Okay. Yeah, I remember you put those on the list that you gave me formerly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So in Vicksburg, now, just to be clear, what's the name of the company you were working for there?
Farm Bureau.
Okay. And did you get a raise?
Huh?
Did you get a raise? a raise in pay or position or something?
No, I got a raise when I moved from Vicksburg to Hawaii.
Okay, but you're in Vicksburg, you worked as an agent just like you did in Columbus, right?
No, I wasn't with Farm Bureau in Vicksburg. And in Vicksburg, I wasn't with Farm Bureau. I was with the U.S. Army then in the
Okay.
personnel office. Yeah.
All right. What was officially the name of the position that you held?
I didn't have a name. I worked in the civilian personnel office.
Can you see me typing?
Hmm?
Can you see me typing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say you were hired as a clerk in the civilian personnel office. Okay.
Hmm.
But it must have been at a better pay scale than what you had working for Farm Bureau, right?
Yeah, it was a federal. I was a federal employee then, Army federal employee then, and when I was working in Farm Bureau, I was, you just working on commission. You only ate when you sold something.
Right. Okay. I would have thought that a sales agent with Farm Bureau would have made more than a civilian personnel.
No, no, if that was the case, I never would have moved.
Okay. All right. So, but you, I've asked you this question a number of times. It seems like you're struggling to, and I know this may be the case, that there was no position, no title to the position. You just worked in an office and doing what? Looking at applications, employment.
Hiring and firing people.
Okay. How did you happen to get that job?
I went to the post office in Vicksburg and saw a notice on the bulletin board that said that the Army was accepting uh, accepting resumes for positions at the personnel office in Vicksburg, and I got the paperwork and filled it out and sent it in, and then they came and interviewed me, and I got the job.
Okay, great. That's great. So, what year did you move to Hawaii?
I don't know. We were in Vicksburg. We were in Vicksburg about 3 years, I think. Probably 63.
Okay. All right. And what was the position you were hired to then?
In the civilian personnel office at Fort Shafter, the civilian personnel office at Fort Shafter in Hawaii.
Okay, but again, no name for the job, not clerk or anything like that.
No, just in the personnel office.
Fort what?
Fort Shafter, Shafter.
Fort Shafter.
Hawaii. It's in Honolulu. And we lived on the windward side of the island, which is across the island from Honolulu, in Kailua. I lived on Alahaki Street in Kailua.
You remember the house number?
Don't know the number. I remember the street name.
All right, what's the name of the street again?
Alahaki.
Spell it.
Alahaki.
And that was in what community?
Kailua, Kailua.
Okay. What's the abbreviation for Hawaii?
HI.
Okay. All right. So you're working the same job in Hawaii that you had in Vicksburg. Pretty much the same, right? Probably a little increase in pay, I would think. But the main thing was that Ann would have killed you if you hadn't taken that job in Hawaii, right?
Probably.
I I somehow moved David Sanders out of where he should be. David was born in
Vicksburg.
Vicksburg. Great. Okay. All right. So off to Hawaii. And we're going to talk about Hawaii in a little more detail. But just for my reference, the next place that you moved as a residence to would have been in Nashville, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me in order some places and try to do it in the approximate order that you and Ann visited while you were in Hawaii.
While we were in Hawaii, well, we went to the other islands of Hawaii.
All right, in order, as best you remember. Name of each island.
You want what? The order of the islands that we visited?
Yeah, every island that you visited.
We visited the Big Island, which is the island of Hawaii. And we visited Maui.
Okay.
Okay, those are the two. That's it.
In Maui, did you go to Mount Haleakala?
No, I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I went to Maui one time. It's this great big volcano.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
yeah.
Well, the Big Island of Hawaii has a big volcano too, and it's still active.
Yeah, I know. All right. So then other places that you visited while you were living in Hawaii.
That's it.
So you went back to the States and then you came back to the Philippines and lived there? Is that right?
I never lived in the Philippines.
Okay, so Hawaii is the only place that you lived overseas other than Panama, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right, then let's talk about the places that you visited while you were in Hawaii that you told me about before.
Probably visited. I don't remember whether yeah, I guess we did. We visited the Philippines, and it was there where we went to see the memorial for the Second World War. It's got my brother's name on the wall there.
And what's the name of the memorial?
I don't know the name of the memorial. It's a World War II memorial in the Philippines.
Did you actually see your brother's name?
Hmm?
Did you actually see your brother's name?
My brother's name is Wilburn.
No, I said, did you see his name on the memorial?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, great. All right. Let's back up for just a minute. I want to go back to your childhood, and I want you to tell me as best you remember these things. I want you to
Tell me what?
I'm going to tell you what to recite to me. I want the names of each brother and sister. I want the name, if you can remember it, the name of the person that they married and the kind of work that they did all their lives. So let's start with your oldest brother was Wilbur.
Wilburn, B-U-R-N.
Yep.
Wilburn Russell Saunders Jr. That was my father's name, Wilburn Russell Saunders.
Do you remember the year that he died?
No, it was during Second World War. He was a prisoner over there and was killed overseas while the war was going on.
Okay, all right. And who is the
Okay.
next oldest
Well, he was a civil engineer, if you wanted to know that.
in the military?
Before he went into the military, he was a
Oh,
civil engineer. And his wife's name was Mildred.
hold on. Where did Wilburn work? Starkville?
Yeah, he worked in Starkville.
Did he ever marry?
Married, yes, he married Mildred, Mildred, Mildred Hester, Hester.
Well, spell it again.
Hester, Hester.
Okay. Last name? Oh, Hester was her last name?
That was her last name before she got married.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Well, let me tell you something. Zoom is going to cut us off in about 2 minutes. So we'll still be talking, but I'm going to call you back and start it up again.
Okay.
All right. Who's the next in line after?
The next in line is Grosie Heath. Grosie, not Rosie. Grosie. Grosie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there you go. Grosie Heath. She was Grosie Heath Saunders, and she married Albert Holland, Holland.
What did Albert do?
Albert is an engineer also,
Do you know what type?
civil engineer,
In what city most of his life?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And what about Grocie?
That's LA, not LS.
What about Grocie? Did she work?
Huh?
Did
No,
Rosie work? She's a housewife.
no, housewife.
All right. How many kids did they have?
I had one boy, at Al Jr.
What's Al Jr. doing these days?
And he's still living, and his wife's name is Laurie, Laurie, and they live in Texas.
And they live in Texas.
Mhm.
Okay. Who is next then after Grocie?
Huh?
Who's next in line of your brothers?
Altie, Altie, Altie.
Yep.
Altie Saunders. She married Robert L. Patterson.
Do you know Altie's middle name? David?
Well, she had the same name as my mama, so it would be Altie Reynolds Saunders.
No, her middle name.
Her middle name. No, I don't know what her middle name was.
Okay. All right. And who was she married to?
Robert L. Patterson.
What did he do?
He was coach.
What kind of coach?
Uh, hmm.